We are working with IXL BQT, solve for the variable. And in a moment, you're going to be doing this on your own. But for now, I want us to go through it together so you can kind of understand what you're supposed to be doing and how this IXL task works in with word problems. I've written down in front of us SCR. Now that is start, change, result. In the video we just watched, you saw how each word problem has an amount that starts in some way, and then it changes in some way, and then there's a result. We can use this IXL task to fill in the start, change, result, just so you can kind of see the relationship there. Let's see. So it says solve for C, 5 equals C plus 2. Now in the previous video, we talked about how whenever you see a letter in a math problem, it's called a variable. And instead of having a letter there, we could put in a question mark. I could say 5 equals something plus 2, couldn't I? But in the math world, it's a lot easier for us to put letters to represent something. So let's just say that C equals cookies in this moment. Okay. So I'm going to fill in my start, change, result little outline here based on what this word problem is saying. It's saying that I have 5, and that equals C plus 2. C plus 2. So 2 plus C. Do you see how, do you see the C? This could be confusing. Do you see how I'm just flip-flopping the equation over here? I have 5 on one side of the equal sign, and I have it over here. And then I have C plus 2, and I have it over here, just in case you're getting confused about that. So in this word problem, 2 plus something equals 5. Now when I say it like that, are we kind of understanding what it may be? 2 plus something equals 5. What do we think? If I have 2 and I'm going to add more to get to 5, how many am I adding? Well, the answer would be what? 2, 3, 4, 5. I added 3. So in this case, C equals 3, because I could actually come in here and I could cross the C out and I could put 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. That's how you would do it, and you would fill in that little box. Let's do another one together. In this one, we have Z take away 5 equals 81. Let's fill in our start, change, result. Z. What are we going to fill in for Z? How about zebras? So we have a certain amount of zebras, and we take 5 of them away. And now we are left with how many zebras? 81. So if you think about it in that way, it doesn't seem as big and overwhelming. Okay? So Z, or something, take away 5 equals 81. So I have a number that I don't know what it is, but I know if I take 5 away from this number, sorry about that, if I take 5 away from this number, I'll get 81. Well, what number can I take 5 away from and get 81? Or can I use the opposite of subtraction and add? Can I start at 81 and go up 5 to land on Z? Or whatever that number is, if you think about a number line. So let's start at 81 and add 5 more. So 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, and 86. So Z, in this case, equals 86. And I can even go over here and I can fill it in. I could cross out the Z, and I can write down 86, and we can see that 86 take away 5 equals 81. Very good. this problem we have 6 plus 4 equals g. Let's fill that in. 6 plus 4 equals g. I think I'm on an animal kick. I'm going to say giraffes. So 6 giraffes plus 4 giraffes equals how many giraffes? Third graders, we know this. 6 plus 4 is 10. That was not that hard at all. Very easy. Good. 10. So you would fill in 10. Great. Let's do one last problem together. All right, here we go. We've got D plus 46 equals 51. So let's write that down. We're starting with D, which we don't know how much we're starting with. So let's say ducks. Keep going with animals. So we have a certain amount of ducks, and we're adding 46 more to it, and we end up with 51 ducks, right? So we know our result, and we know how our amount of ducks changed, but we've got to figure out how many ducks we started off with. Well, can we ask ourselves, what plus 46 equals 51? If I have a number and I added 46 to it, and then I got 51, what number did I start with? Well, the opposite of addition is subtraction, isn't it, friends? Can we subtract 46 from 51? See, this is where there is that gap in math. Whenever there is a gap in math, you subtract. We need to know the difference between this number and 46. We'll do that by taking 46 away from 51. So let's count back. Let's start at 51 and count back to 46. 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46. So 5 is our answer. So I'm going to cross off D because I know I started with 5 ducks, and then let's say that 46 flew in for the night, which is kind of funny because I've got a pond just down the road from my house, and I have ducks flying over my house every single night. Don't think I've ever had 46 fly down at once. That'd be a lot of ducks. And so if I added 5 to 46, I would get 51. So our answer is D. Or sorry, our answer for D is 5. So that is how you are going to do this IXL task. Please, if you're still confused on how to solve for the variables, remind yourself, say, instead of the letter, say what. What. Make it a question mark. And go back and re-watch the videos if you need to. Good luck. Thanks for learning with me.